Hello everyone, long time no see. I am M4J and welcome back to the M4J Network here on openttd. It feels like years since I last said that. In fact, it probably is coming up to a year since I last said welcome back to the M4J Network. But here we are. Not much has changed visually. Some people might have already noticed something that's different. By the end of today's episode, hopefully something else will be different. But we'll come back to that in a moment. I want to keep this intro as short as possible and just get down to it and get to the nitty gritty. I haven't decided yet whether or not this is going to be part of the main M4J Network series or whether this is going to be the start of a brand new series or what. This is the proper M4J Network though. It's just whether or not after so long do I make this episode 120 or do I make this episode 1 of a brand new series. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Hopefully by the time the video goes out, I will have decided. Otherwise this will for now be episode 120 of the M4J Network. And if you're watching this like a few years from now, this is episode 1 of a brand new series which I haven't decided the name of yet. I think that's covered both bases. We'll see. Anyway, so eagle-eyed viewers, you'll notice some of the signals here are blue. This is as a result of, I've forgotten the name of it already, which is a good place to start. Also, let me get my specs on so I can actually see what I'm looking at here. This is the result of a new GRF. It's been created by JGR, who's the same person who has made the patch here that I'm playing on, and it is called multi-aspect signals. Well, I probably could have worked that out actually. I believe this is a JGR new GRF. I apologize if it's not, but you can see here I think the text here will be legible for you guys, although saying that it probably isn't. So let me just boost. That's the wrong one. I'm doing everything wrong. Remember when I said a quick intro? Yeah, that went well, didn't it? Font size, let's go for double. There we go. Just for those of you on mobile, you should now be able to see. I don't actually know if it does it for this. Oh, it does. Look at that. Fantastic. So yeah, this is multi-aspect signals. Click that wrong thing as well. Here. So if I go to set parameters, you can see here how it works. So we got block signal style. So there's new, there's traditional. It changes how the block signals look, which are, sorry, these ones here, the little ones. I don't know what the differences are. I've not really looked into them myself. Show routing restrictions. So this is the one that will be toggled throughout the series. So right now they're blue. So all the signals that have routing restrictions applied to them, you know, the ones where I go deny, allow, if, blah, blah, blah. They're all blue right now. Eventually they will revert back to their original colors. But right now it's just so that I can see which signals are the ones actually affected by this. Extra signal styles on. We'll come to those shortly. In fact, we might not cover those today. We might come back to those in a future episode. And then we've got 4 aspect British. So red, yellow, double yellows, and green. Those of you who live in the UK, you will know what this looks like. Those of you who don't live in the UK, basically a really good example is on this bridge here, in fact. So the Lafayette viaducts here, you can see there's a green signal. Then it goes double yellow, which means start to slow down. Then it goes single yellow, which means continue to slow down because the next signal will be the red. And there is the red signal. Now these are pathfinding signals. So these this sequence will always be the same. It will always be green, doubles, yellow, red. Once the train gets to this signal, this will kick into gear and choose the route for the train. In fact, it might even be the double yellows here. But by the time they get to this signal, it will be a single yellow, which means trains can proceed. For stations like this, it looks quite good, quite realistic. For some other junctions along the network, for example, here, you know, there's a signal under here somewhere that clears access to this junction. It's a little unrealistic there. And there's another one there as well. It's a little unrealistic there. But for the most part, it works quite well. Now, like I said, I'll come to the other signals and stuff in a later episode because I don't think there's any point covering it today. But considering I'm looking at these trains right now, this is something I wanted to talk about. So today's episode, as the name suggests, is all about changing the trains. There's a really awesome new GRF out there called BR Set. It's created by, I'm going to butcher the pronunciation, I'm sure, but Audigex, I don't know how you say your name, I'm afraid. You are a member of my Discord community, though, and you've been very helpful for me personally when I was creating the M4J Network liveries. But he's created the BR set, which is basically BR Trains version 2. And it's really cool. Oh, I love there. Look, that just turned to a double yellow as this one turned to a single yellow. That's really cool. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So BR set is a sequel to BR Trains, basically. And it's got pretty much all of the trains from BR Trains and then a whole load more. And that's the bit that I'm interested in, is the whole load more. And in fact, as of last week, I believe it was, there was someone on Reddit asking about how to create the Talyllyn railway rolling stock, carriages, locos, that kind of thing. And that might even become part of BR set as well, which is really cool for me, because I just so happen up here somewhere, where is it? A little bit further up. In fact, trying to find it is the hardest part. Here, Blue Lagoon. Have a narrow gauge railway here that would be perfect for the Talyllyn rolling stock. So that might be something that happens in the future. We don't know yet. It'd be really awesome if it did. But for now, every train pretty much that you see on the network here, especially here at Guard City St. George, these are all BR Trains rolling stock. So we've got 313s. I think those are 315s, or those are 315s. Oh no, these are 313s as well, aren't they? Because this is oh no, those are 315s. Are these 317s then? No, those are 305s. Okay, I'm dumb. We've got 319s here and here. And then underneath the canopies here, we've got some 91s, or Intercity 225s. We've also got some Class 43s, otherwise known as HSTs. And then we've got some Eurostars here as well. All of these are BR trains. And I think, actually, the Metro stock here as well might also be from BR trains, maybe? Or it will be from... Do you know what? I don't actually know. It might be. It might not be. I don't know. I can't tell you off the top of my head. There are some trains that operate on the network that aren't BR trains. For example, the Transrapid over here isn't BR trains. And also the Blue Lagoon trains aren't. And I think some of the freight rolling stock as well isn't. However, pretty much all of it on the network is. So by the end of today's episode, there won't be a single train operating on the network. We are replacing the lot, because the new BR set actually fills some of the gaps that BR trains used to have. So, you know, freight operations will be a little bit different. I don't know if auto refit is in BR set. If it isn't, I will request that it is for future updates, because that will be cool. Likewise, there will be other little bits and pieces that might be missing, but there's new electric locos, there's new diesel locos, there's loads of new multiple units as well that have been missing. I think the HSTs have been changed now, the way they operate as well, so they won't be, you know, two Class 43s with stuff in between. I think they come as fixed sets now, which is how it used to be. Back in the day, which I was a big fan of, and then they changed it, which I wasn't a huge fan of, but they've changed it back now, which I'm a massive fan of. So there we go. Anyway, I've talked a lot, so I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to start getting rid of trains, basically, until we have none left, and at that point, we will introduce you to BR set. So I'll see you guys again very shortly. Okay, and what after feels like an eternity, this is the last train, I believe. So if I go through here quickly, train depots, these are all steam locos, but they are, I believe, part of the European set. So these should be fine to keep around. 220 planet, actually. Let's just check that, because I might have to get rid of these as well. 220 planet, UK railway set, UK RS2. Yeah, so this should be fine. I am going to get rid of most of the UK stuff at some point, but I'm not going to prioritize that now. But if I do my maths here, we should have these 3 trains that used to be on the Blue Lagoon. They might end up on the Blue Lagoon again, actually, if I can get them operational. Plus the 35 train depot ones, which I think are just to and from the depot, actually, so they might not be as important as I thought. And then we got the Transrapid, which are all maglev, which to my knowledge is part of modern maglev trains, I guess. Let's see, you are Transrapid passenger carriage. Yes. Okay. So yeah, we are now safe, I hope, to actually switch new GRFs. If I save the game, there we go. The UI is great for you guys watching, but it's actually very, very annoying for me because things are in slightly different places to what I'm used to. We might as well do it here at Denston Carnegie. Then I could actually do it over at GSG because that's arguably my favourite station on the whole network, if anyone's wondering. I don't think anyone was wondering, but yeah. Also, it's amazing now how much faster and smoother the game feels. Like running it in fast speed just now. Look how fast that is. We had over 1,500 trains operating on the network. And we're now down to, what was it, 68? Yeah, huge difference. Obviously, the profits are going to take a massive hit, but you know, that's something that I'm going to have to deal with from now on. Okay, here we go then. So the one we need to get rid of is this one. I'm going to pause the game for this just in case. So we're going to remove BR trains. We're then going to scroll down. No, we're not, sorry, because they're in alphabetical order. Derp. Do I have BR set? Where is it? British Rail set. There it is. BR Trains V2. We're going to add U. Scroll down here to the bottom. I think there are some parameters. Yeah. So max speed, service speed, complexity. So we can change this to... We could change this to development mode, but I think I'm just going to leave it on default for now. Running sounds enabled, complexity again, all trains. So yeah, that's what we want. And the capacity multiplier, I don't really want one. Purchase multiplier, I also don't want one. And then the parameter not yet in use. That sounds cool. I'd love to know what that's going to be used for. Maybe it is just a spare. But here we go then. Hopefully this works. And I tried it off camera beforehand with BR trains still installed, and it messed loads of things up. So I am really hoping. It looks as though it's working. There is a exclamation mark next to it there though. But I think we're okay. Where's the X? There's the X. So if I now come over to a depot, let's just choose this one because it's the first one I saw. I'm hoping. Where are we? So that's UKRS. I'm hoping somewhere. Here we go. Yeah, look. Class 89. We didn't have that before. Class 87, 86, 85. Oh, brilliant. So this is the reason actually why I wanted to bring this in. So we've got pacers now, including the prototype. I think there's more sprinters here than there were before. We've got the clubman now, although this is sort of slightly after the time frame in which the M4J network is set. So we won't delve too much into that. But we've got, you know, the HST is here as well. I think it is still the old style right now, which is fine. No problems with that. There's some more steam locos now. There's loads more diesel locos. There's the 47, there's the 52, the Kestrel, which I think there was only one of those built, which makes it kind of a rare thing. 71, the gas turbine prototype. If you know what this is, then you'll know why that's cool. It's not the steam loco outlined one though. It is a diesel outlined loco, I guess. The Class 80 prototype is so cool. It is so cool. This set is amazing. The amount of work that's gone into it. Look, even down here, you've got, you know, 334s. You've got 323s, which might have actually been in the BR train set as well. I'm trying to remember. You've even got modern stock like the 230s. These are the D train, for those of you who don't know. Used to be the district line stock that now run on the Bedford to Bletchley line, Isle of Wight Railway, and trying to remember where else. I think some are going to Wales. Some are going to operate on GWR as well, if memory serves. We've also got, what's nuclear waste when it's at home? No idea. We've got these, which were built in 95. These are the post office trains, which I am going to, the Royal Mail trains, which I am going to operate on the M4J network, because they can carry 387 bags of mail, which is perfect for what I want. We do also have, trying to find them. So this is the end of it now. This is RUKTS, can't speak. Where's what I'm looking for? I'm looking for the multiple units. I guess it's just these for now. More will be added, I'm sure. But I guess for now it's just these. So we have got, you know, the sprinters, the super sprinters, the express sprinters. Most of which, again, fall within our timeline, which is perfect. The pacers, which are going to be awesome for things like the Northwestern franchise on the North Valleys route. So many cool ideas that we could use there. We've got the bubble car as well, which would be really useful on really suburban, no, not even suburban, rural branch lines. And then on the carriage side of things, you can see what we've got here as well. We've got these sets, the 483 3TCs and the 4TCs, which are push-pull stock. Again, I don't think these right now. There was an interesting thing, actually. Someone asked on the Discord about push-pull, and the answer was not currently, which implies that it might become a thing in the future, which would be cool. But right now, not available. But yeah, we've got the push-pull stock there. We've got the Gresley teak carriages. We've got the Mark 1s, the Mark 2s, the Mark 3s, the Mark 5s. I'm not seeing Mark 4s on here. Would be nice if you could have Mark 4s at some point, but I guess they don't really operate outside of Class 91 intercities, in City 225, so I guess that makes sense. In terms of liveries as well, there are additional liveries that have been added. Now, obviously, the M4J liveries aren't in here right now, and they won't be for a little while, because I kind of want to go away and rework them, because I wasn't particularly happy with them. Some I liked, and actually seeing it on the big screen here again was kind of cool, because I've been playing the game on my laptop for a while, and you don't really see what it looks like really, because it feels a lot more zoomed out. So to actually see it again close up like this on the big screen, it's kind of cool. So the plan for the network is to run in BR livery as much as possible. If there is no BR livery, so for example, the Pacer doesn't have a BR livery, so we'll go for something like Regional Rail, which I think is that one. That might be First Great Western, actually. I don't know. But we'll try and get the closest to network or Network Southeastern. That was what I was going to say. Maybe Intercity as well. It very much depends. And once the M4J livery is available again, then of course we'll bring it back over. Just looking at. Is this a full train? This one's a full train. Interesting. And it's BR Blue. So we might run prototype HST. It might just be the one. I don't think we'll have more than one. Because obviously it's a prototype. There are only a few built. But yeah, I'm really excited to get stuck in with this now. Obviously the steam locos here we're not going to use a huge amount of, but the extra diesel locos, they're going to be a massive help, particularly on the freight side of things. I really want to run, 87s and 86s and things like that up and down the electrified routes. So for example, Grand Northern, it's currently operated by HSTs and 225s, but I think Intercity 225s, that is, sorry. I think some services might be loco hauled as well, just because it's cool and I want to see what it looks like. But yeah, I think that'll do it for this episode, everybody. It's been a long one. It took me about 4 hours to get all of those trains off, but I'm so glad I did it because it has allowed me to bring in something that I was incredibly excited about when I heard it was happening. I'm just going to save the game again quickly. The save file name configuration here is incredibly confusing, but it's just so I don't accidentally overwrite something that could end up being really important. Also, as we're adding trains back onto the network, I will go around and get rid of these excess depots. They were a matter of necessary evil, really. But obviously now I don't need them. I'll go around and get rid of them. The actual depot sites, like this one here, for example, this is going to become our suburban depot for commuter trains in and out of GSG. I think, in fact, it might even get repurposed just for trains out of Bartholomew Square, and I'll build a new depot for commuter trains. I don't know, we'll sort that out, but basically the depot system's going to change as well. I know Master Trams on my behalf has been working on the West Winds line, doing all the timing sheets and everything for that. We're going to take that once it's done. So this is the West Winds line here. We're going to take that once it's done, and we're going to start applying it to other routes. So I think from here, the natural progression would be the North Valleys, the Country Western, which is this one here, and the northern end of the Western Reaches, maybe even as far as GSMI. So through Morningpool Falls, through Wenfinfield Western, and so on. Purely because these lines all converge, at Sunnington up here, and also at Morningpool Falls and places like that. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. It's good to be back. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know that you're excited for these videos to return. If you could share the content as well, that'd be great. Very much appreciated. Anyone you know who likes railways, anyone you know who likes transport, anyone you know who likes sprite-based games, feel free to share this content with them. Besides all that, drop some comments down below, ideas for future episodes, it's always appreciated. Any other new GRFs you think I should pick up? Two big ones we've got now are the multi-aspect signals and British Railway set, both of which are game-changing in my opinion, so I'm really looking forward to getting to use them more. Loads of cool stuff I've got planned with the signals, assuming I've read the documentation correctly, of course, but we'll find out about that in a future episode. Besides all that though, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. It really does help me out. Got, like I said, loads of cool content coming soon. Not just this series, but plenty of others. So do feel free to hit that sub button. It really does help me out. Otherwise, have a good rest of your day. Have a good rest of your week. And until next time, I will see you soon.